Hey, what's up guys? We are in the next, I guess the Frisco of the South, if you will. I'm making that up, but if it catches on, then you heard it here first. But no, we're gonna be talking about Mansfield, Texas today, why so many people are moving here, why it's so popular. What else are we gonna talk about?
Well, we got a ton of different neighborhoods down here. Mansfield is exploding with new home communities. You got M3 Ranch, you got Rockwood, you got Somerset, but today we're diving into South Pointe.
And we have videos on all of those we'll link to at the end of this one if you're interested. But yeah, we're gonna show you everything from like entry-level homes here. These are all family homes, but like entry-level to super luxury. You're gonna see stuff like, there's so many bells and whistles on some of these houses that so much stuff that we haven't seen before showing you on this channel.
More interior design than there are interior. And we'll get into the nitty gritty of the prices and tax points and even the school district, but you're gonna have to stick around to the end to find out.
Let's go.
Today you're gonna see some wild things. You're gonna see $1 million home. You're gonna see some economic options with the bells and whistles, of course. And you're gonna see some crazy architectural design from a name I would never have expected to see it from. But right now we're gonna start off our tour today with Coventry Homes. You probably recognize them because they've been in a few of our videos, honestly. They make a really good product. They're a bit of a transitional style, so you have some traditional features as well as a lot of modern touches. And right now here in South Pointe, they're getting towards their last phase, so if you like what you see, you're gonna have to call quickly. All right, so one thing I really like about this floor plan that I'm excited to show you guys is gonna be the mother-in-law suite that they have, because I know generational families are still a thing and are becoming a thing for a lot of people. On top of that, a butler's pantry that just really blew my mind. But the very first thing you see whenever you walk into this house is gonna be this giant decorative door. That is a huge piece of glass, and to have an option for what a 8-foot door with that much hardware on it is crazy. Immediately off to your left, we're gonna have a full bath here, and just to the left of that, you've got a nice sized bedroom. These are really good sized bedrooms. They're a little bit oversized, maybe 11 or 12 feet by 11 or 12 feet over here. We got another one tucked away right here next to your coat closet. I like the entryway here with a little octagonal tray ceiling. But immediately to my right as you walk in, we got these cool decorative walls on the other side of these picture windows. Plenty of space for a full-size dining set, and all of this is adjacent to your kitchen. I love the way they did this. So immediately you've got these oversized uppers and still tons of room up here. A lot of people, what they'll do is they'll paint this. You can see they've got some decorative vases, but what I think it really lends itself to is like what they did here, giant accent painting. You've got these really nice, almost, what is this called? Like the wave style glass chandeliers over your oversized counter here, or the oversized island. This is still eat on, so you've got the built-in sink farmhouse with the apron. You've got stainless steel hardware here built into the cabinetry, but just across from this is the butler's pantry. And you've seen butler's pantries before. It's great. It's a food prep area, but they really went over the top with this one. So this one actually eats up part of your tandem garage. So if you wanted a 2-car with a tandem or a 3-car with a tandem, then this would take that up. But I think this is really worth the extra money because you get tons more cabinetry, tons more counter space. You get a wet sink, a dishwasher, a space for your refrigerator here along with all the hookups, and on top of that, an extra microwave. So if you have food prep and everything and you got people eating out here for Thanksgiving, Christmas, whatever have you, it keeps all the messy stuff away from that while you can host out here. Just really bring out that nice feel whenever you're trying to have a holiday with the family. On top of that, you've got a nice centrally located office here. This one's really deep. It's nice. You got plenty of room here for seating setup, as well as the picture windows. I like the way they did all that. We also have this decorative fireplace here centered in the living room. Now, if you haven't noticed already, the ceilings here are huge. This is, I couldn't even tell you, close to 18, 20 feet probably. It's ridiculous. And this goes all the way up too, which adds a sense of grandness, a sense of separation, and kind of frames the living room area. But what it really does is whenever you have this giant accordion style folding glass door here, it allows you to put these transom windows over the top. And these aren't just the narrow slits you see in most of the houses. These are nice big ones. So that eats up that space because otherwise you're gonna have just a big piece of drywall up there and that doesn't look all that great. So I love the way they did all that with the trim and the seals. But over here in this little antechamber, this is the thing that I'm really excited about. Generational families are really difficult to pull off without just cramming people into random bedrooms. Maybe you have your parents moving because they're getting older. Maybe the kids moving because times get tough. But it's nice to have a place for people to stay long term. So you've got the bedroom here. It's got its own closet and everything. And tucked away over here, full-size bath and a sitting area. So they have their own little living area. This could be outfitted as like a theater or a second office for the hubby or whatever, and all of it's right next to the backyard. So they have their own little enclosed area in your house. So, you know, it's nice to have a sense of a place to be that's yours, even if you are living in someone else's house. But if it is your house, you have this really cool master bedroom here. This thing's huge. It's probably 15 or 16 feet wide, and again, same amount deep. I love the accent wall over here. You got a little window in the corner, but you got a huge sitting reading nook area over here by these windows. Tons of natural lighting, which makes the room feel even bigger than it actually is with the vaulted ceilings. But past the saloon doors here, you have the master bathroom. I like the way they did the his and hers vanities over here. And if this isn't enough room for you to prep and do your makeup and everything, you also have a makeup station over here next to your frameless shower glass, which I think they did a great job. The black hardware and everything stands out really well, while also complementing the back wall. So you've got a ton of different tiling options here, and the way they did it creates this nice texture collage without clashing. And all this kind of frames of this standing tub. So this one's oversized, and girls, I know you guys like your standing tubs because it gives you that extra space, because most of those built-in tubs, they either cover your boobs or they cover your knees, and they can never seem to do both. So this is really money well spent, I promise. But on top of that, you get his and hers closets. They're about the same size, so you just get to pick one, and they are on either side of the water closet here. You've seen the toilet, nothing crazy. But I do want to show you guys the back patio real quick, because they use the word Texas in it. Man, that was fun to do. But why did I have to open up this giant door? And why is the door even that big to begin with? It's because everything's bigger in Texas, including our patios. And this patio is explicitly Texas sized. That's the way Coventry likes to describe their outdoor patio space, because it's huge. You get a full patio setup here. This is a nice, probably 12, 13 feet deep. I could probably even deeper. I'm bad at judging distances. But you get a built-in grill and everything. This is an option, of course. It's all wired up for lighting and a fan, and they've even got a little speaker setup here, so you can really host with the most.
Now, before we get to the next homes on the tour today, we decided to make a pit stop at the Maple Street Biscuit Company, which I had never heard of, but absolutely delicious.
Pretty good, yeah.
Yeah, so we snagged a chicken biscuit here and figured we'd talk about why Mansfield. So if you're considering this area and why so many people are moving here. So schools, economy, location, a lot of good reasons in the future development here. So I guess first off, like, there's a ton of shopping already. Like,
there is.
H-E-B just went in, which is kind of a big deal. If you're not from Texas, you don't know, but
and there's a huge department store just across the road. They got like Belk, Dillard's, the works.
Yeah, but yeah, H-E-B is a grocery store, by the way, if you didn't know. But,
it's great.
It's good stuff.
It's like our Tim Hortons.
I don't know what that is.
It's a Canadian North American thing.
Okay, it's like that. But yeah, so schools here are very good. They're A-rated on niche.com. This is a very diverse place as far as like jobs go. Yeah,
it's a big mixing pot. We got a lot of people from everything from, what'd you say, chefs to doctors and medicals, IT, you name it.
Yeah, and so there's also like a lot of development going on. So we have talked about this before, but there's Tyler Perry is working on putting a studio in. Sounds like that's still in the works, and that's going to bring in a lot of other jobs along with it, like milling companies, that kind of thing. There's also in the downtown area, which we've been to before, we've got a cool little downtown area if you haven't been there. They've got restaurants and whatnot, but they're looking at putting in like a river walk type thing. They're extending like that downtown shopping area. They've got plans for that. Then also there's supposed to be like a 24,000 square foot business park going in. So that's going to bring a lot of business as well. So it sounds like the vision for Mansfield is really going to be business centric. And so that, you know, that just means that I guess in the future we're going to see more home values going up and that kind of thing. So long term, it seems to be a good play.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of money moving into the area, and that means, you know, a lot of nice houses too, and we're here for it.
Yeah. So anyways, just wanted to give you a snapshot of what's going on here in case you're thinking, why the heck are people moving south of the Metroplex? But that's why. But anyways, we'll get back to those home tours so you can see more pretty houses. All right, so we've made a pit stop here at Grand Homes, and they're actually closing out in this neighborhood. They only have a few lots left, and they build a grand home. I mean, this thing's been on the ground for a while. We walked in, we were like, whoa, dude, like so many cool bells and whistles in here, from the finish outs in their kitchen to the curved, they've got like a curved bar area. And then, God, the upstairs game room and movie room look phenomenal. I love the lighting around the kitchen, the breakfast nook. There's so many cool things they did here. These, if you're buying a house like this, you're gonna be looking in that $1 million range. So they've got a few lots left if you wanna come out and build one. But you probably saw behind me, there's a big pond over here, and just past that, you've got a pool, ton of amenities. And what's crazy, we're about to look at 2 more builders. One of them is gonna be kind of like a mid-range builder, and the other one is a semi-custom, so you can really do a bunch of bells and whistles. That one, you're gonna wanna stick around for that. They've done a lot of cool things with their color palettes, their choices. But as far as amenities go, they got a little bit of everything, and you're not far from them no matter where you're at in this giant neighborhood. So we've seen multiple pools here, dog parks, I mean, tons and tons of walking trails. I'm sure you can fish in this pond. I mean, they've got a ton to do, and you're close to everything. I can see the hospital from here. There's a couple hospitals. You're not far from all the shopping. So just overall, great spot. We are on our way over to check out David Weekley Home, and they have done some really cool decorating in this place. But we figure since there's only 3 builders in South Pointe, we're gonna pit stop at
View at the Reserve.
The Reserve.
Yeah, so South Pointe is the builder there, and they have their own little pocket community inside of South Pointe that they call View at the Reserve. And so we're gonna go check out and see what they're putting on the ground.
Yeah, and not only that, but right next to them is Ladera. We're not gonna take you inside, but that's a 55 and up community. So if you are moving here with parents or something like that, that could be a good option as well. But we're gonna go check out and see what Tri Pointe has to offer.
All right, guys, we're on the other side of the neighborhood with Tri Pointe Homes. These guys have a very interesting floor plan. I want to show you something super cool they did with the master bedroom here, and a funny little thing they did in the kitchen that I want to point out too. But we've done a lot of work with Tri Pointe in the past. These guys do a really good mid-range product, very affordable while still having a lot of nice features, so you're not really cutting any corners or missing out with them. And they're doing a really good product. So this right here is their Cameron series. This one's 2,500 square feet, and they use it very well. So as soon as we walk in here, I like the decorative door they did here. This is the entryway here. So immediately you're hit with this very neutral color tone. It's very nice, it's very calm. But if you want something with a little bit more flair, you're gonna wanna stick around to see what we got over here at the David Weekley Homes, because these guys blew us away. But off to the right here, we have this nice sitting area. It's separated from the rest of the room while it's still open. You've got this pillar here that creates a sense of separation, a nice accent wall, makes everything feel like you're in a different room when you're really not. Could be a dining area as well, but they did outfit this area right here next to the windows as a dining area, so you got a couple of options. But they continued that accent wall over here onto the fireplace, and I really like that. So it creates a sense of continuity, keeps your color palette the same across your open spaces like this. Now, I want to point this out because the way they did this here on the island was very interesting. A lot of times builders will either do like cabinetry under the islands, or they'll just do straight drywall, and the drywall just doesn't look great. But if you want a cost-saving option, something like this is really good, where you have your baseboard, the drywall here, and then you add this little trim piece here, which creates almost an accent, draws your eye to it, makes it feel a lot more grand for not all that much more money. But it is a really nice countertop here with this almost like, what do you call this, mottled look to the granite here. But what I really want to point out over here is the way they did the microwave. Now, I've seen plenty of in-counter microwaves, and the top-loading ones are great, but this one must be for people who just crawl around everywhere, because it's the front-loading microwave that they have down at waist height. Not sure what the thought process was there. I'm sure it's just for visual effect, because you're going to put a top-loading microwave in there. But I thought it was interesting. You do get the double ovens here. All this is stainless steel. Looks really nice. And this is what I really want to point out to you guys. So as we go into the master bedroom here, nice accent wall. You got the vaulted ceilings and everything. They actually have this wired up for surface lights and sound. Looks really nice. But tucked away over here in the corner, and you might have missed it if you weren't paying attention, they put a little sign here to help us out. You're gonna see Tom here in a second, but I love the way they did this. It's outfitted as a workout room right now. This is called the owner's retreat or the master retreat, whatever you want to call it, but it's just an extra flex space attached to your master bedroom. Really good idea if you want to have an office space or like this, a little workout space, maybe a library setup, a reading room or something, just separated away from the kids, but still very accessible from the bedroom.
Or your wife's extra clothes.
Yes, if you've got a shoe wife or a closet, aficionado, she's gonna commandeer that. I'm gonna tell you right now, guys, it's basically forfeit for you. But over here, you do get a good size closet on the other side of your master bathroom. I really like the way they did this. The big framed mirror, they got an accent wall behind it, really making the most of this space. Double vanities, decent amount of counter space, but I really like that they took so much of this and made it a shower. I'm a big fan of showers, love the half glass shower wall here. They did the rain head and the regular shower head, and you can't really see it, but they got a bench set up over there. And this was the smartest thing they did with the shower. They put the hardware to turn it on away from the shower head so you don't freeze yourself when you turn it on. They're really thinking ahead. But on the other side of the house here, I actually want to show you guys the secondaries. The way they set this up was really interesting as well. So as we go back through the kitchen, under cabinet lighting, you got your pantry tucked away over there, a little coffee bar set up on the end. Now right here, you've got a powder room for guests whenever they come to visit. You've got, typical secondary bedrooms. You got one here, there's one on either side here of this antechamber. They got that one set up as an office at the moment. And then this is actually a full bath, double vanity. They separated the shower and the toilet so that way when the kids are getting ready, no one's locked out of the bathroom while they're brushing their teeth. But they put all your laundry stuff over here next to your garage entrance. So that way all the noise and stuff is kept away from mom and dad whenever they're tired from a long day of work, taking care of the kids. Kids sleep through anything, they'll be fine. So whenever the buzzer goes off, you don't have to worry about it waking you up. But one of the really standout features of this house is the fact that you can get a very mid-range product, a very affordable product with a lot of extra features. And I'm sure you saw it whenever we walked by earlier, and that's this giant sliding glass door. Now this is going to be an upgrade, obviously. These things are not cheap, but they add this sense of grandness to your house's openness to your home as well, because it definitely connects. If I can figure out the door here, 2% rule kicks my butt every time. It connects the inside to the outside. Really nice. So if you've got a back patio like this, covered patio, you can even hear it. They got it wired up for music, sound, fan, and a full dining setup, which is really cool as well. You can have, and this is a beautiful day, by the way. It's what, November here in Texas, and we finally have habitable weather. So whenever you got the weather to enjoy the outside, you really want to enjoy the outside, and this is the best way to do it. So these guys are really thinking of y'all when they're putting these houses together.
We're checking out a David Weekley house now, and this is the Caroline. Yeah, and they've done some really cool stuff in here. Number one, if you're somebody that likes a lot of color, like myself, I am actually impressed. Most of the walls in here are not just neutral, and it's really cool how they pulled it all together. But you're gonna see that this is a really cool layout. And then we'll also show you where they put some flooring on the wall, and I'd like to know what you think about it. Let's take a look. All right, so coming on in, we've got your first two bedrooms here at the front with a Jack and Jill. You guys have seen bedrooms before. And then you have another bedroom here with a 3/4 bathroom. So that would be like the guest room if you got it. And so you also have access to this if you just have company over. Then coming in here, we're gonna have a flex space. And so they've got it set up as an office. They've taken the flooring off the wall here. This was not the flooring I was talking about. There's more flooring on the wall later on. But anyways, interesting choice. You could put some French doors on this if you wanted to make it a playroom or what have you. But one of the cool things about this layout, there's multiple, but the first one is this laundry room. So this goes to your garage, and you've got your mud bench here, and that's pretty typical, but this actually opens up to a pretty decent sized laundry room. So in this one, they've got cabinets, and I love this too. They put a countertop all the way across here. So I think it's great if you got dogs or something, and maybe they put their dog beds here, or maybe their food bowls or whatever. It's nice to have that extra space. You got a little bit of extra space there, closet. Anyways, a lot of good use of space there in the laundry room. And then coming on in, the other thing that makes this house really nice is how big and open this area is with these huge vaulted ceilings. And I think one of the things that's pretty cool about what they did here. So, all right, you guys have seen pretty much all the white that you're gonna see here on the walls. From here on out, it gets very colorful. But one of the things that you don't normally see is they took this countertop, right? They have a black waterfall countertop, which is really pretty. And then they made your lower cabinets back here black as well. And then under here, you've got like your natural wood tone, and they match that with these cabinets up here. And I think it's not something I would have thought to do, but it actually looks very nice. And so anyways, good sized kitchen, oversized island. You see we've got 4 different chairs here, so plenty of space to entertain. And then obviously there's a lot of upgrades in this house, right? So they've taken this is an option where you can get all of these put in as well. So if you're serving or if you're hosting Thanksgiving, I'm sure that could come in real handy. And then the other thing that I love that they're doing, and this I think we're gonna see a lot more of, we're starting to see this in more model homes, is this prep pantry kitchen type thing. I would like to have a door here personally, just so if you're making a mess, you can kind of close everything off, but it is a nice touch to have that and have a counter space to put your air fryer, whatever have you. So, okay, so big tall ceilings. Here's our first accent wall. And then there's a movie room. You know, I never really thought about it. I always thought this was really cool, but then I'm like, if you're watching a football game and somebody's trying to watch a movie, that could be a problem. But anyways, another good use of like different colors, right? So you're gonna see a lot of different colors, but they all kind of complement each other. And then I also like the way that they did the millwork here. I think this makes for a very nice look. But making our way through here, you've got a little wet bar, so if you want to have snacks for the kids, if you want to put water in there, whatever, beer, you name it. And then coming into your master bedroom here. Okay, this is it. We put flooring on the wall here too. I want to know what you guys think about this. Let me know in the comments. I don't think it looks bad. It's a little different, a little crazy. And one other thing to mention, if you're building a house, so here we've got 10-foot ceilings, and these are standard size windows. And this is something I think is really important. We've mentioned this in a few other videos, but having transom windows above adds so much light and it makes your room look so much bigger. So if you were gonna be building this plan or something similar, definitely a must to have those. And then coming into the master bathroom here, this thing is long. You've got this galley master bath, his and her sinks. I'm a big fan of the tile going all the way across the wall here. I think it's a really nice look. You have a big walk-in shower here. And this is kind of a trademark of David Weekley Homes. A lot of times they don't have doors to their master closet. The only thing I'm sitting here thinking is if you're not gonna have a door, you should have a mirror right here and build your shelves around it. Am I right or am I right, you know? Anyways, let's take a look at the back porch real quick. And in a house this nice, you have to have a nice patio, right? So once again, this interior designer loves textures, colors, and patterns. We also have tile here on the back patio, which looks really nice, but triple pane sliding glass door, 10-foot ceilings, all very nice. Can't beat it out here. This is on a 75-foot lot, which they're pretty much out of. They also have 65-foot lots and 50-foot lots. So if you're looking to make your way over here, you want a David Weekley home, sooner the better, because they're selling like hotcakes. But anyways, stay tuned. We're gonna run over property taxes, prices, all that stuff right now. All right, rolling out, figure we'd talk about property taxes, prices, all that good stuff. So starting out, prices, you're looking at, for everything today, you're looking at minimum 400s to get started. But the most economical neighborhood is gonna be the Tri-Pointe one. From 400 to 600,000.
Yeah, as far as starting prices go without options, the highest price thing they have at the moment is upper fives.
Yeah. Now the only downside is what? HOA, property taxes?
Both. All right,
else?
so since Tri-Pointe wanted to do their own thing, they wanted to be special, there are fewer houses to pull resources from, so their HOA dues are going to be higher. Since they do have their own amenities center with a pool, that means with fewer houses, their HOA dues are almost double at $700 a year, which isn't a ton, but when South Pointe is only requesting $450 a year, it can seem like a lot. The other thing where they kind of get, screwed over on is their taxes. Apparently, The view at the Reserve is the only one that's within the Tarrant Hospital District, which brings their taxes up to 2.59% a year. So hopefully you get a good deal on the house.
Yeah. Now, if you're looking in South Pointe, what are you looking for, looking at as far as property taxes?
So your property taxes in South Pointe, you're only looking at about 2.17. So that's not bad.
Not
It's
bad at all.
outside of the hospital districts. It's outside of a couple of the other special taxing authorities. So they get a real big cut while still being close to the city.
Yeah, and if you're looking to build with Coventry, I think their smallest floor plan's like 2,100 square feet, starting at 470. But most of the time, if you're building something that's going to be a little bit bigger, you're looking 600,000-700,000. The house that we toured today would be right around high sixes, low sevens, depending on what size lot that you put it on. And David Weekley runs from what, mid fives?
I believe they start actually in like the mid-low fives,
Okay.
and then it goes.
That's for a 50-foot product.
Correct,
Yeah.
and it goes up from there. I believe David Weekley is just doing the 50s and 60s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're looking that way, you know that might be a good option, and that is right next to the middle school as well. So your little tater tots can just walk over if you want them to. But if you're interested in this area, but none of these quite fit for you, oh, you're already calling me. That's great. Now, if it didn't quite fit, well, we've got more videos. We're going to link to a playlist if you want to see those. And of course, we'll send you a search if you want to set that up. There's a link in the description, or a Calendly link if you want to set up a call with us. We'd love to hear from you. So as always, if you're looking to buy or sell, remember to keep calm. Call Tom.